So I was on TikTok and it was this video that popped up and it like made me realize like there's a word for what I kind of couldn't describe. And they were talking about like not having a default person, which is like pretty much just somebody that you can like default to in a way, like having like somebody that you can just pretty much just like after your day you have someone that you can like talk to, and they also have someone that they can talk to, and like you kind of like are each other's default person. And when you don't have like a default person, or someone else isn't your default person that you're like explaining like in detail, like in explicit detail, like everything that kind of happened like in your day, it's kind of a painful, like lonely feeling in a way, because it's like you pretty much just keep everything to yourself and you don't have anybody to really talk to like that. And I realize it especially just with, when you're with, like when you're friends with people, to a certain like to a certain extent, like you are each other's default person. Like you might not talk about everything about your life, but you kind of are each other's default person. And then when that person gets into a relationship, there's obviously a shift. But I feel like the shift happens even before, the relationship and everything. So at some point, you kind of notice a tiny bit of a falling off, even though it's not anything like personal. It's just that, their life is now being defaulted to a different person. And when that happens, you kind of also feel that and you stop defaulting towards them and you realize that, you don't really have anyone to default to. Like, I thought about it more like with getting sick. Like, I feel like now, especially, but even just within like my early 20s and like late teens, I've like realized like I just have to take care of myself. Like, when I get sick, there's never like oh, I can call this person or I can text somebody if I need this medicine. It's kind of just like, oh no, like I just have to like I just have to go handle that shit. Like even with a situation now is like I have to go to like a glasses store at some point this week and I have to get my glasses fixed. And the thing with that is like there's like no defaulting to somebody to say like, hey, I need to get this place, I need to get to this place early, and I'm gonna have to be here for like an extended period of time possibly, and I'm probably gonna also have to, get to work as well. And it's like you're inconveniencing somebody, but the person you're inconveniencing, who your default person is, they don't mind to be inconvenienced. It's not like, oh, you can call your parents for their help, because it's like, yeah, like they don't mind being inconvenienced, but they don't want to be inconvenienced. And I feel like having a default person is you legitimately have someone who wants to be inconvenienced by you. It's that same thought of having like an airport person. Like that's somebody who literally they want to be there when you get off the airport to pick you up and to like drive you back home. Like if you guys live together even. Or even if you don't, like they want to be inconvenienced by you. Like they're making that conscious decision to choose to be inconvenienced by you. So it's like when you don't have it, or if you've like never had it before, it's kind of like a weird thought to be like, oh wait, I don't have anyone to default towards. I just have to be completely independent. And I think about it with getting sick, because it's like usually when you get sick, it's kind of not necessarily unexpected, but it does begin to creep up on you. And when it happens, like when you're like overwhelmingly sick and you don't have like the medication you need, you like you have to like be inconvenienced by yourself even. And that's not a bad thing, but like to have someone want to be inconvenienced by you and to pick something up for you and they're choosing to do so, it's not because of proximity, like they're choosing to do so, or even if you live together, it's like they're choosing to be inconvenienced by you. I don't know, like to not have that or to not really ever have that is kind of, it's like it's lonely in a way. And not even in a way, like it just is. And I feel like that's not something that really like depresses me, but it's like when you think about it, and maybe I just overthink about too many things, but when you start to overly think about it, it's like I don't really have anyone to inconvenience. And it's also just like I don't really have anybody to inconvenience or anything like that. Or I don't have anybody that is like who I can just inconvenience. Or somebody that like if they needed medicine I could pick it up for them. Like, like I'm not defaulting towards anybody and it's like no one is really defaulting towards me. And I think that's also why like even having like a quote unquote like roster is like super depressing as well because sure you have a like roster of quote unquote people, but that roster is only there for like sexual things. And that's really it. It's not like, oh, I have a roster of people that are willing to constantly be inconvenienced by me or that I can be inconveniencing too. It's only like a sexual thing, which is why I always found that to be really sad and like depressing as well. Which is why I don't know. It's why I don't really find it appealing to have a quote unquote roster because I feel like it's possible for everyone. Like it's very possible. Like you just have to get on Tinder or any kind of dating app, and you just have to be very like almost like direct, but also like indirect with what you want, and it can happen easily. And I've seen it personally. Like it can easily be a thing. But yeah, like not having someone to default towards, especially when you're going through a rough time, like not having anyone to really default towards that wants to hear what you're going through. It's like, yeah, I just keep it all like in my head, which is also why it's just like why I kind of go for runs now, like why I run, because when it's so much like on your mind and you have so much weight to carry with certain things, it's like at least I can do this one thing that makes it all a little bit easier to deal with. So, yeah, not really having a default person or someone who wants to default to you is kind of lonely because it's like nobody knows you because it's like who you are is like who you are on a day-to-day basis, and when nobody knows that person and you're the only one who does, it's lonely. Like it just feels quiet, like very quiet. That's a better word I feel like to put. It's like it's quiet. It's quiet. But yeah, that's all I got.